It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we've got the rocket-armed Will Levis. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Voyagers and the Antlers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games, it's a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running back,
the veteran Jason Myers will get this one started. And off we go here on EA Sports. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick of the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
it's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL. So you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
First carry for the man from Memphis, Tony Pollard. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down. From the gun, it's Herbert. Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down.
Third down is the down that pass rushers live for. More often than not, they know it's a passing situation, and they get to just pin their ears back and go. Here early in this game, they're able to bring down the quarterback, and I got a feeling this won't be the last time.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, the second-round pick out of Kentucky, Will Levis.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Nice play here by Thomas, and I think the biggest thing that he does, Mike, is his ability to get vertical, track the ball, and then go up and compete at the highest point. And I can tell you, when quarterbacks can throw that ball anywhere on the field and just feel like their guy is going to come down with it, they don't have to be necessarily as accurate. They don't have to necessarily always be perfect. The wide receiver allows a much larger margin for error, and it's a big reason why he led college football last year in touchdowns.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Levis. Laying out, he made the catch. What a play. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. On first down, Levis. You'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down. Sending a receiver right. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? Pitts is the man in motion. They'll try it now with Montgomery.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, it's Montgomery. And he's got it, 1st down, a pickup of 4. Here's a run. Marked down at the 6. 2nd and goal. Pitts is the man in motion. On 2nd and goal, here's the zone read. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Levis. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Will Levis. Touchdown, Voyagers. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Voyagers will take a 7-0 lead. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. On the return, this is Jalen Reagor. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Herbert now on 1st down. Open man, he's got Agnew.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Off he goes. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. They'll try and run for the 1st down with Pollard. Tony Pollard. Still going. A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
That's as dynamic a run as you're going to see. He gets really good initial blocking at the point of the attack. That springs him loose. But then it's just his speed and open field running that does the rest.
Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Pollard. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Now here's 2nd and goal. Shotgun now for Herbert. That's hauled in at the 2. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. Good blocking, and he's in. Justin Herbert, touchdown, Antlers.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Here's Lad McConkey to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Voyagers offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but the cream is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. In motion comes Thomas. A 2nd down throw here for Levis. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
1st and 10 now from the 36. A carry here for Montgomery. And he'll work this down inside the 35. Johnny Newton, rookie out of Illinois, there to bring him down. Second down and 8. Here's Levis to throw. Got his man at the 6. And he's into the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Voyagers. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
This is a great example here, Mike, of an offense and a quarterback that is just in complete control and rhythm. Not only is he able to deliver this ball on target downfield, but the accuracy is what allows his receiver to stay on his feet, pick up the remaining yards after the catch, and walks it in for a touchdown.
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Voyagers will move out to a 14-7 lead. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Jamal Agnew now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Antlers offense and running back Tony Pollard going to take over once again. He's had a nose to the end zone all season long, and now here in the month of December, he is the NFL's leader this season for rushing touchdowns. On 1st down, Herbert. He's going to keep it himself, and he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. Here's 2nd and 6. One quarter in the books. 14-7 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Pistol give to Pollard. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll run once more, and it's Pollard again. A pickup there of 13. That's enough for a 1st down.
We've seen third down really turn into a pass-happy down throughout the league, and I think this is an example of the play caller kind of using that to his advantage. Keep the defense off guard, keeps the ball on the ground, extend this possession.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Up the middle, here comes Pollard. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. And in motion is Brown. Now Herbert. It finds the hands of Marquise Brown. And he will score. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, Antlers. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Here's Elliott for the extra point. He's got it. And the Antlers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return is McConkey. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Quick throw here on the RPO, caught by Thomas. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Levis from out of the pistol. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Receiver in motion, going right. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Levis. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Throwing is Levis. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And that will lead to a 2nd down. Olave is the motion man. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, you could tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a pretty good effort here on 3rd and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short of the 1st down.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go. Here's Levis. Oh, they track him down, and the ball is out. It is picked up by the defense.
Not that it's much of a consolation, but either way, Mike, that's going to result in a turnover. Going for it on 4th down, he's clearly stopped short of the sticks. In this case, might be trying to make something out of nothing there to keep that play alive, but great job here by the defense coming away with the stop, and now we'll see if the offense can come on the field and take advantage of it.
The Antlers offense and Hollywood Brown ready for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And he'll get this past the 25, out to the 27. A pickup of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Again, it's Pollard. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Now a 3rd and 2. Pistol here for Herbert. That caught Tony Pollard. It's a pickup of 13 yards. And that will be a 1st down.
Really nice play here by Tony Pollard. You think back to last year, Mike, and it's really the first time he was ever the feature back in Dallas. And a big element of his game is their ability to use him in the passing game. Last year had 55 catches.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
They run it straight ahead with Pollard. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. Throwing, Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
Here's Logan Cook now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Voyagers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Now Levis. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. On 2nd down, Levis. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Levis to throw. He'll try to run for it. Now a timeout for injury. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. The punt team headed out for the Voyagers. Back deep, the dangerous Jamal Agnew. This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Antlers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Herbert. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. From the gun, it's Herbert. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Here's Herbert. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down. To the left side, it's caught by Brown. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Herbert to throw. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. Herbert to throw on 2nd down. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This from an even 50 yards out. Elliott's kick is good. And the Antlers move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
The Voyagers offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Levis. To the left side, catch made by McConkey. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Throwing on 2nd down, Levis. A hit, and he has lost the football. And fortunately here, one of his teammates quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they're going to play it safe with a run. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. So we're at halftime with just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you back across the Atlantic. Early wake-up call for Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Top of the morning, Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. On the return is McConkey. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Jack Gibbons is there to bring him down. Here's a 2nd and 9. One more time for Montgomery. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Levis. Taking off, he'll try to get there. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
On 3rd down, the defense decides to dial up a blitz. Give credit to the offensive line and the running backs. They were ready for it. They picked it up. That's what allowed the quarterback to escape the pocket, see open space, and convert and pick up the first down.
There he goes again. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now, Levis. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. To throw is Levis. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's...
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
This pressure is relentless. They get him again.
3rd and real long. This is where your defensive line has to come to life. They decided to keep extra blockers in the backfield, but it didn't matter. They were able to bring them down for a sack and brings up 4th down.
The Voyagers send the punt team out. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Antlers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. The catch is made. It's Agnew. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. 17 yards on that play. That's enough for a first down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll give it. It's Pollard. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. On second down, here's Pollard. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. 2nd and 7. The first run for Alexander Madison. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down. Shotgun now for Herbert. First down throw there is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently. Not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
A quick toss into the hands of Addison.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding onto the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
On the handoff, it's Madison. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Again, it's Madison. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. They'll toss this one out to Madison. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and fourth down is coming up.
3rd and short. You think the defense has everybody packed in there real tight, so as a play caller, you're thinking, all right, let's give my running back a chance to stretch and cut. But this defense was ready for all of it. They string him out wide, nowhere to cut, take him down for a loss.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Antlers will extend their third quarter lead. And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Hardy now with the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. That's Zaven Collins on the stop. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
We're about ready now for the punt. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. That'll be returnable from the 35. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Going on first down is Herbert. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Man in motion is Brown. Herbert now on first down. Open man, he's got Agnew. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Here's a run. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Second and goal. To throw is Herbert. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Antlers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Herbert. That'll be caught. And he is not going to get in. Stop on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Hardy now with the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. Clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
A big play and a much-needed one as well. 41 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Levis. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. No handoff. He'll keep it himself. And he will score. Game on. Will Levis. Touchdown, Voyagers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Voyagers have cut the deficit to 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Agnew on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense. And Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll send their tight end left. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And he goes forward. Good gain on that one. Pickup of 8 out to the 33-yard line. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll stick with Madison. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the 1st down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. They'll put Addison in motion. Herbert now on 1st down. Here's a screen set up for Madison. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
And Herbert going to slide to a stop, but he's got it. He's picked up a 1st down. The tight end Kincaid in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Herbert. Pass complete, right side to Kincaid. Here's 2nd and 2. Madison gets it from the pistol. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. They'll put Addison in motion. Herbert looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The tight end, Kincaid, in motion. Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on time. From the gun, it's Herbert. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now it's Herbert. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when it breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what's called plaster, meaning the nearest receiver and almost play man-to-man. It's exactly what they did here, and there's nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The home team's offense and quarterback Will Levis ready for the next possession. And this defense might be about to wave the white flag. Nothing that tried to throw has been successful. Just making the right read.
Go with the throw and the sticks. At this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Levis to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
And good coverage. They stop him at any rate. So wide set to go once more. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. 2nd down and 3. To the right side, here's Madison. Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. Antlers out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. So now this team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Olave is the motion man. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
He'll take off again.
That play had sack written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Levis. Open man down the field, it's Olave. That one good for 26 yards.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
They'll come up for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Levis. Over the middle, that's his tight end pitch. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Here's Levis. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. 2nd and goal. Montgomery. And some space opening up as he works it down to the 2. So it's a win for our visitors. And make that a 5th straight victory, as they're looking tougher and tougher to beat every week, especially heading to playoff time. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.